start with my ranking of the Star Wars movies from worst to best. Now, please no hate because this is just my personal opinion. So after that, again, there is going to be spoilers. I'm doing a telling you guys who dies in The Last Jedi. But if you don't want any spoilers for the movie, I suggest you do not watch this video. Also, I'm sorry if you hear some noise in the background throughout this video because my bunny is hopping around and making lots of noise. So sorry about that. Also, another thing I wanted to tell you guys was that when I'm ranking the Star Wars movies from worst to best, again in my personal opinion, I won't be giving explanations for why I've put them in this list because editing this video is going to take a long time and I'm sure you can understand the reasons why I've put them where I've put them. Alright, now that we've got that covered, we can move on to the video. So now, moving straight on to the rankings of the Star Wars films, I have in 10th place the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie. So in 9th place, I have A New Hope. In 8th place, I have The Phantom Menace. In 7th place, Attack of the Clones. In 6th place, I have Return of the Jedi. In 5th place, The Force Awakens. In 4th place, I have Rogue One. In 3rd place, The Empire Strikes Back. In 2nd place, Revenge of the Sith. And in 1st place, my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, yes, you guessed it, The Last Jedi. Alright, now that we're done the rankings, we can get on to the deaths in The Last Jedi. Now, this is your final warning before you go into spoiler territory. I'm not going to be going into great depths discussing about these characters and how I think of their deaths. Instead, I'm just going to say their names and do it that way. Alright guys, are you ready? Well, if you've seen it, of course you're ready. But if you haven't, and you're not afraid of spoilers, then get ready. There were 4 deaths in total in The Last Jedi, and you're not gonna believe who they were. Here we go. Alright guys, death number 1 was Admiral Ackbar. I know, so sad. The cause of his death was when Kylo Ren and 2 of his TIE fighters were going out to destroy the Resistance ship. Kylo was going to blow up the head of the ship, but he just couldn't. However, the 2 TIE fighters beside him shot their missiles and blew up the entire head of the ship, killing Admiral Ackbar and many others in the process. Death number 2 is Captain Phasma. The cause of death is Captain Phasma, near the end of the film, was dueling with Finn with her weird staff thing. I'm not really sure what it is, and Finn had one of the stormtroopers' weapons. Again, I'm not going to go into detail, but it ended with Finn overpowering Phasma and Phasma falling through the floor into a pit of fire. Also, I forgot to mention something cool. Just before Phasma dies, Finn strikes her with his weapon, revealing some of Phasma's face and a cracked line in her mask. It's very cool, but obviously then they waste her character and they make her fall into the fiery pit below. The 3rd character that died in the movie really shocked me, Supreme Leader Snoke. The cause of his death is when Snoke pushes Kylo to kill Rey and complete his training, Kylo betrays Snoke and instead uses the Force to stab Snoke and cut him in half. And now for the 4th and literally the final death in the movie, since it happens at the very end of the movie, Luke Skywalker. Yeah, talk about not expecting Snoke's death. I really didn't expect this one. Luke's cause of death is he uses his Force abilities to the limit to make a fake version of himself appear on almost the other side of the galaxy to face Kylo once and for all. Kylo goes in and cuts Luke multiple times with his lightsaber, but then he realizes Luke isn't there. Luke says his last line, which is, "I will not be the last Jedi," and then disappears, and we see him back on the island of Ahch-To, where he sits cross-legged and stares at the two suns that he swore he once saw on Tatooine, his home planet. And then, similar to Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back, he fades into nothing.